We are shifting focus now to some more breaking news that's coming in, and this is coming in from the United Kingdom, where we're now learning that a network-wide failure of the United Kingdom air traffic control systems has been reported. We're now learning that grounding of planes leaving and flying to the United Kingdom amid air traffic control the failure has now been reported. The National Air Traffic Controller says that it has applied traffic flow restrictions to maintain the safety of passengers of the aircraft as well. Logan Air, remember, had posted just a short while ago that there had been a network-wide failure of the systems this morning. Sanjay Suri, my colleague, joining us, getting us more details. Sanjay, what's the latest that you can share with us?
Well, they're of course scrambling to try and fix this, and we have no word yet of what caused this, but this is a very extensive UK-wide disruption. This has affected air traffic control right across the UK, and flights are being grounded. Other flights are not landing on time. There is a serious glitch, and of course, given the glitch, since air safety cannot be guaranteed with any disruption underway, they are trying their best to fix it, but at the moment there is disruption. It is quite recent that this has broken out, and we're waiting to see just how extensive the disruption will be and how long it will last.
Right, Sanjay, has there been any word as far as any of the airlines are concerned? Because I'm sure several hundred passengers are stranded post this development.
Well, there will be many thousands stranded and at the very least delayed. And the knock-on effect of this is just beginning to hit the airlines, and they are working out their schedules, and they are trying to make rescheduling arrangements and letting passengers know. And of course, there will be many who will be on the flights headed to destinations in the UK. So these changes are being made as we speak.
Right, so changes there being made to these schedules. Passengers, of course, stranded at the airport, at several airports across the United Kingdom. But what happens to the flights that are in the air that are perhaps waiting for a go-ahead full landing?
Well, that is a matter that they will determine at the very last minute to see if it is safe to land and to see how fast they can fix this. Everything depends upon that. There may be flights that are several hours away, and if this can be taken care of very soon and things are brought back to normal, then those could still go ahead and land with a few in between. And this is quite a logistical challenge now for the air traffic control. And they are scrambling to deal with this on the one hand, while engineers are struggling to fix this problem and get everything back to normal again.
Right, Sanjay, if you could put this in perspective of how big of a crash this really is. Have we noticed something like this in the recent past, in your recent memory perhaps, or is this the first time that across the UK we've seen something like this happen?
Well, I would prefer not to use the word crash for this. Let's call it a disruption. And there has been nothing quite like this in recent memory. We've had issues arising at airports now and then. There recently was such an incident at Gatwick Airport, close to London, and those flights were diverted. There was an issue also at Stansted. There have been delays at Heathrow every now and then. No doubt at other airports as well. But this is quite exceptional and quite extraordinary to the extent that this is affecting air traffic control right across the UK. And it's not just Heathrow and Stansted and these major airports. There are airports all around the country serving international passengers and domestic passengers. And there are delays occurring everywhere, and there's uncertainty about scheduling just about at every airport. And the full extent of this hasn't hit home. But if this problem is not fixed rather quickly, this would probably be the most major disruption that British airports have experienced.
And if Sanjay, you could give us more details as to there are reports, of course, trickling in. These are just initial reports. We're still trying to figure out what exactly transpired and what's the status of the operations there. But from what I see, some reports are also claiming that this is perhaps one of the busiest days of the year. Many people are returning from long weekend trips. This has been a long weekend for many in the United Kingdom. Is that why we're seeing perhaps more footfall as well?
Yes, today is Bank Holiday Monday, which is a holiday. It's a national holiday. And a lot of people are returning after their weekend abroad, and a lot of people do take leave in the week preceding to get that extra day to have an extended holiday, combining one weekend with a long weekend. So this is the day when a lot of people will be on the flights back to the UK, and they could face significant delays if this is not fixed in a hurry, and that could affect the rest of their working week. This is something that people are being advised of. The full scale of it is still not hit home yet. It will be confronted depending upon how the situation develops. And of course, critical to all this will be the speed with which this can be fixed, and following that not long later, to figure out why this happened and how this happened, whether this was something accidental or something other than that. And so the investigations will be continuing, but before that, of course, the engineers are struggling to fix this problem.
Right, Sanjay, do stay on with me. Aviation expert Captain Amit Singh now joining us on this broadcast. So thank you so much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18. We're still trying to get more details of what exactly has transpired across airports in the United Kingdom. Before now, we know that no flights are taking off, none are landing, several thousand passengers are stranded. But this kind of technical failure or glitch, would you suggest that this is perhaps just a temporary blip, something that could be immediately rectified, or this is going to take some while?
It is difficult to say. Last time it happened in US when due to a software error the system went down. It only slows down the whole process of landing and taking off. Priority will of course be given to aircrafts landing or coming in. But the air traffic management system, the UK space is important because it is a transition between US and Europe and rest of the world towards the east. So a number of flights are either transiting or going via UK. So the quantum of flights is very high. So that is why even a small glitch like this will affect flights coming in. If they are diverting, they won't be able to divert within UK. Possibly they'll have to go over to somewhere in Europe, and if they are carrying so much fuel. So all these things that will work out. Transatlantic flights end up pretty low on fuel while landing in UK.
Yeah.
So it is a concern, genuine concern, because if you are coming in from the east, you're over the land. So you could land before UK or refuel and carry on. But if you're coming overseas from your US to UK, you're transatlantic. So that is a big concern.
Right, Captain Amit Singh, thank you so much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18. UK air traffic systems have failed. All flights taking off, landing have all now been grounded. The airspace is shut. We'll keep a track of what transpires there, and we do hope that this is rectified at the earliest. But on that note, slipping into a quick break here on this edition. Back in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.